Consider a simple game of paddleball. Without any input from the player, it isn't much fun. By adding some form of control, in this case the paddle velocity when the ball is struck, we are able to stabilize the periodic system. By increasing the energy in the system, we can alter the height of the ball. This phenomenon is interesting because, from a biological point of view, it is hard to explain and cannot be simulated by either optimization or a PD controller. Biologists are able to measure a rhythmic signal generated by the central nervous system called a neural oscillator. It is thought that our motion is probably being stabilized by coupling a neural oscillator with the mechanical system. We can represent the ball example on the phase plot of height against velocity. By coupling this system with a neural oscillator, the motion becomes periodic and eventually converges to a repetitive motion called the limit cycle, here shown in red. This process demonstrates our global motor controller. We can also transform the system by altering the energy, increasing the rest height of the ball while still preserving the qualitative properties of motion. This is an example of a local motor control. We start with a mechanical system describing the motion. This system corresponds to the body and the environment. We can also define a neural oscillator, which corresponds to the signal sent by the central nervous system. These systems are coupled together using control variables u-in and u-out. During the course of running the system, the two oscillators will assume the same period, a process called entrainment. If there is some disruption to the system, the neural oscillator ensures the system returns to a stable periodic state, which adapts to the environmental changes. Here we demonstrate the effects of the neural oscillator. Without any control, the character doesn't really want to go anywhere and falls over. The neural oscillator ensures that the motion converges to a stable limit cycle. Sometimes the starting state of a motion is so far from the limit cycle that it cannot converge, for example, the red point. We can resolve this by transforming the underlying state space. The transform is called an action and can incorporate user constraints such as position, speed, or energy into a system. The equilibrium state of the plot corresponds to the uncontrolled Euler-Lagrange equation. After applying an action, G, the state space is transformed. In order to preserve the qualitative properties of the motion, we use control symmetry to solve for the local controller in the following system of equations. For more details, please refer to the paper. We demonstrate our motion synthesis algorithm on a number of examples. Here we demonstrate the effect of applying offset actions. This allows the character to adapt to a changing slope. We can alter the environment by altering the mass ratio between the hips and the shank of the character, simulating walking behavior when burdened. We can alter the ratio of length between the upper and lower parts of the leg. We can alter the mass ratio between the legs, synthesizing a crippled walking behavior. We have also implemented a simple horizontal periodic balancing model. The starting state for the left figure lies outside of the basin of attraction. In the middle and on the right, energy scaling allows us to reduce the radius of the limit cycle. We can also connect controllers together. In this example, the character walks to a certain position and then tries to balance, coming to a stop.